Rare End Up members. The link to join is in the description. Enjoy tonight's video. Hey, everybody. It's me, CNP. And today I am back with another ASMR video. We're back. It feels like it's been forever since football was on. I think with everything that happened with the election and like all the events that have happened, all of that, drama. We'll call it drama. It just feels like it's been like the last week has felt like months. I don't know how to explain it. I cannot believe it's Thursday. There's a football game on tonight. I feel like it's been an eternity since I've watched a football game. In reality, it's been about 4 days. So we're gonna take a look at week 10 of the NFL season. Last week I went 12-3 in my predictions, which is now the fourth week in a row that I've gotten at least 10 games right. So we are heating up, man. We're pretty hot. We are pretty hot when it comes to our pick'ems. We're gonna try and keep that train rolling as we have. It looks like 14 games today or this week. 6 on the bottom, 8 up top. That would be 14, yes. So 14 games this week. So we're gonna do our best to guess every single one. We'll kind of talk about each team and what they did last week and how what I can expect or what I'm predicting to see this week. Either recent trade news or although I gotta be completely honest, I didn't really follow the trade deadline that closely. All I know is the Falcons didn't really do anything. So yeah. If you are new to the channel and you like the sounds that you're hearing, not my stomach making that noise, but the whispers that you're hearing, hit that subscribe button. And if you're already subscribed, make sure you hit that like button before you sit back, relax, and enjoy tonight's videos. So, starting off, we have the Bengals visiting the Ravens tonight. And I know I think the Bengals picked somebody up in free agency, or not in free agency, but at the trade deadline. I can't remember who it was. A running back, maybe. Did they trade? Oh, Khalil Herbert, I believe, is a Bengal now, which is actually a really good pickup for them. I could be wrong. I'm not going to go 100% out on a limb. I watch it be like Khalil Herbert went to the Eagles or something, like somebody completely different. And then the Ravens got Deontay Johnson. Now, I did read, apparently Deontay Johnson is not even remotely acclimated to the offense yet. So, I don't know that he'll play that much tonight. I think his receiving prop was 12 yards or something like that. I don't even really think Deontay Johnson is anything very special in the first place. I thought the Steelers were smart for trading him away. And now, of course, he went to the Panthers, and the Panthers are trading him away. So, actually, I don't really remember if the Steelers traded him or if he just declined to re-sign and then ended up in Carolina. But I'm going to go with the Ravens here. Simply put, again, it's going to take a lot for me to not take the Ravens just about every week. Some would say they're the Super Bowl favorite. What I will expect from this game is a lot of points. We should see 3 or 4 touchdowns from each side. I would say the over is the bet in this game for sure. I think last night I put together a parlay on this game. It was Joe Burrow to throw 2 touchdowns, Jamar Chase to have 50 yards, Derrick Henry to have 50 yards, and then Derrick Henry to have a touchdown, I think. I think that was the bet that I made or something like that. It looked pretty solid. I just expecting a lot of points in this game, and then as always, I'm going to say the Ravens are going to pull out a win. The Ravens are going to pull out a win. So Next, we have the Giants and the Panthers. And the Giants, man, I thought for a minute the Falcons were going to get one of their pass rushers. I can't remember his name. I didn't really know much about him. I had to ask my friend, one of my mods who's a Giants fan, what's the story on this guy? And apparently he's a pretty good player. I think the Giants were asking too much, and the Falcons ultimately decided not to go after him all the way. Give me the Giants here. Bryce Young did get his first win. Well, not his first win, but he got a win last week. So they did beat the Saints, which was one of the 3 games that I guessed wrong last week. Yeah, it's the Giants' defense is solid. Actually, I'll probably take the Giants' defense in this matchup in FanDuel. They should be decently cheap, I would guess. Maybe not decently cheap. Maybe they might be the most expensive option, to be honest. Usually the Panthers' defense, or like whoever's facing the Panthers, is usually a team you want to target in like FanDuel or DraftKings or whatever. Yeah, I would say the Giants should win this game by a touchdown or so. Next up, we have the Patriots at the Bears. So this is Caleb Williams versus Drake May. And quite frankly, I want to go with the Patriots here. I'm going to go with the Patriots. The Patriots put up 17 points last week against the Titans. The Bears only put up 9. The Bears' offense looked pretty bad last week, apparently, even though Caleb Williams did throw for 217 yards, but he only completed 22 of 41 passes. It looked like him and Roma Dunze were kind of connecting well, though. But I mean, if you only put up 9 points against the Cardinals, I feel like the Patriots might have a little bit of a better defense statistically. I know they got Kyle Duggar back there playing safety, you know what I mean? So, yeah, give me the Patriots here. I really like what I've seen out of Drake May. I think I've seen like Drake May play twice now, and he just looks comfortable. He looks like the real deal. He's definitely the next guy. They gotta get him some help. They have got to get him some help in the draft this year. I think somebody left a comment talking about, or maybe it was on Twitter or something, or X, how they might get Travis Hunter in the draft, which would be really good for them. I honestly, if they can get a Travis Hunter or Luther Burton, like that would be a home run for the Patriots. They need to be drafting one of those 2 guys, period. Yeah, and then the Bears, they just don't look that great. They didn't look that great last week. They could have a good bounce back. This is a good bounce back spot for them, but if it was Patrick Mahomes looking for a bounce back, then I would maybe be more confident. But a rookie, Caleb Williams, I don't know. He's been kind of all over the place. He's been up and down. So next we have the Bills at the Colts. And man, Joe Flacco really let me down last week. He really, really let me down last week. I thought Joe Flacco was going to have a pretty good week. I even took him in FanDuel in a FanDuel lineup. Him and Michael Pittman. Man, I don't know what happened to Michael Pittman. I know he's been playing hurt for a lot of this season, but I still think this game could be competitive, but I'm going to go with the Bills. The Bills are just too good. The Bills, what did they do last week? What did they do? What did the Bills do last week? Where are they at? Bills beat the Dolphins, that's right, in a pretty high-scoring game. Yeah, I would expect the Colts to maybe put up like 17 plus points, 17, 20 points, but the Bills are just going to outscore them. Bills are going to outscore just about everybody. On top of that, Josh Allen threw for 3 touchdowns, so and they didn't even have the leading receiver in the game. The leading receiver was Tyreek Hill on the other, for the Dolphins. Pretty wild stuff. You throw 3 touchdowns and don't have the leading receiver in the game, so seems like a really efficient, like, balanced attack from the Bills last week. Next up, we have quite possibly two of the most injured teams in the NFL, the 49ers and the Buccaneers. Give me the 49ers. Although I'd like to see the Bucs win this game, to be honest. You know what? I'm going to take the Bucs. Screw the 49ers. Alright? Alright. Yeah, we're going to go with the Bucs. I'm going to back the Bucs. Mike Evans might be back in this game. McClellan. What? No, it wasn't McClellan. McMillan, right? He didn't play last week. I think it's McMillan, their receiver, the Washington kid. It was Polk and McMillan, I think, or I can't remember. He didn't play last week. Surely I would think he would be back this week. Their run game looks great. Although I think Christian McCaffrey's back this week. You know what? I'm taking the 49ers. I'm taking the 49ers. I'm not fading the 49ers. Screw the Bucs. Screw both these teams. I hate both these teams. I'm sure I'm pissing some people off by saying that, but relax, okay? Relax. It's okay. It's okay. But yeah, I think McCaffrey's supposed to be back this week. Supposed to be back. We'll see, of course. We'll see. Steelers and Commanders. Oh my goodness, this is going to be a good game. Fun fact, I have both of these teams as a long shot futures bet to win the Super Bowl. So I think I put $5 on the Steelers to win the Super Bowl and $5 on the Commanders to win the Super Bowl. Both teams look really good. For week 10, I bet them mid-season. I didn't bet them. I think I bet the Steelers like 4 weeks ago and the Commanders like 6 weeks ago or something like that. Both teams made trade deadline trades to make that push. They are both in win-now mode. Of course, the Steelers have an incredible defense, probably the best defense in the NFL, and as we all know, defense wins championships. And then the Commanders are putting up an insane amount of points. Truthfully, I don't know how good I don't know if the Steelers defense is just that good, or if it's just TJ Watt. It might just be TJ Watt. I don't know. But quite frankly, I think I would take one TJ Watt over like pretty much the entire Falcons like defensive line. Yeah, like if you offered your entire defensive line, like your entire depth chart to the Steelers, if I was the Steelers, I'd be like, no, I'm good. I'll keep my TJ Watt, thank you. That being said, can he catch up to Jane Daniels to get a sack? They could obviously do a lot of like game planning to factor in TJ Watt. A lot of checks, a lot of chips on tight end chipping as they release, or running backs chipping him, or rollouts, stuff like that. Man, this has got to be the most interesting game of the slate. Give me the Steelers. Give me the Steelers. I'm just gonna go with the Steelers here. I think they have the more complete team. They definitely have the better defense, and quite frankly, I didn't understand it when they started Russell Wilson over Justin Fields, but I get it now. Okay, I get it. He is a better quarterback than Justin Fields, simply put. They look so much better with him playing, and when he is on, he is going to be slinging it, So give me the Steelers, but this could go either way. I think this is my least confident pick of the week. Next we have Titans and Chargers. Give me the Chargers. I mean, the Chargers are 5-3, actually. Wow, that's crazy. Titans are what? Titans are what? Where are they at? 2-6. So, yeah, give me the Chargers here. They seem to. I've noticed that Lad McConkey has been playing well the last couple weeks. Quentin Johnson had a pretty long touchdown bomb last week. You know, I love Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert is, in my opinion, one of the like lesser appreciated quarterbacks in the NFL. And the Titans just they don't really have very much incentive this year, I feel like. So I'm gonna go with the Chargers here. Next we have the Jets and the Cardinals. So I was wrong about the Jets. I thought the prior week when they played the Patriots was their must-win game. And as it turns out, it was last week against the Texans was their must-win game because they won it. And of course I lost because I bet on the Texans, I believe. Wow. Obviously, they have the offensive star power to do something special. Will they? I don't know. The Cardinals are kind of in the same boat. I feel like these are like two inconsistent offenses. I'm gonna say Jets are again. They're win now. They're not win now. They are must-win scenarios. I mean, they are playing for their life here. That's motivated football right there. Kyler Murray was actually outpassed. Actually, if I remember correctly, Kyler Murray, actually I do remember correctly, I don't know if he had a bad game, but he had like 3 fantasy points last week, because he's my fantasy quarterback, so, yeah, I don't know what that was about. I didn't watch the game. Obviously they won, and maybe it just was that they ran the ball a lot. It looks like James Conner had over 100 rushing yards, so, I don't know. Next we have Vikings, Jags, and I'm going Vikings, simply put. Vikings beat the Colts last week. They've only got 2 losses all year. I feel like the Jags are the type of team that the Vikings just beat up on. The Vikings have 2 losses, and I cannot remember who they are to, but I'm pretty sure they were both top-tier teams. And the Jaguars just are not a top-tier team. Not even close. So, Jags are currently, let me find them. They are currently 2-7, and they're 0-5 on the road. I mean, they are playing at home, so that would make them, what, 2-2 at home. Either way, they lost to the Eagles last week. The Eagles are looking good. They're looking much better lately. Yeah, give me the Vikings. Next, we have the Chiefs at home against the Broncos. This could be interesting. Obviously, the Chiefs are undefeated. There's not much to it. I'm going to take the Chiefs. Wow, Falcons Saints this week. I have completely checked out from like NFL or football, period. I've been watching a lot of basketball pretty much every night as well, so I've been kind of focused on basketball lately. Yeah, give me the Falcons in this game. Obviously, well, let me back it up and talk about the Chiefs. Chiefs are undefeated. Chiefs will continue to be undefeated. I wouldn't be surprised if the Chiefs win every game this season. It seems to be that that's the narrative that they want to push. That would be a really good story for the NFL if there was an undefeated team going into the playoffs, especially a team that is looking to three-peat. So that would be a really, good narrative to push if you were the NFL. Would probably explain, a couple penalties here and there. I'm going full conspiracy mode here, guys. Yeah, give me the Chiefs over the Broncos. I just don't see it. I mean, Sean Payton is a great coach, but I have a hard time believing that Bo Nix would be able to beat, Patrick Mahomes in a head-to-head battle. So, next up, Falcons Falcons, Saints, you know the deal. Saints did fire their coach. Saints did fire their coach, so one of those weird bounce back scenarios where teams play better when they fire their coach. I don't know. Derek Carr is awful. I don't know how much they pay him, but he's awful. Pretty much got his most promising target and receiver and pretty much future of the Saints franchise. Practically had him killed last week. I just don't see a scenario where the Falcons lose this game. Falcons look great. They are looking great. I feel like they've improved every single week. Their offense is fun to watch again. If we can get some defensive pressure, man. I feel like if we should have made a move for a defensive lineman, a pass rusher of a sort. Although, I will say, we did sack Dak Prescott like 3 or 4 times last week, so that was nice. Hopefully that, trend continues. Because quite frankly, that is all this team is missing, is a pass rush. We have a great defense. We just don't have a good pass rush, which makes it look like we don't have a great defense. At the end of the day, if you don't have a pass rush, if you give your opponent time to throw, they are all in the NFL. Every single quarterback in the NFL, they will make the right check down. They will make the right, I don't want to say every single one, but like just about every single one will make the right move, and they will make you pay if you do not get pressure. So that's probably like the most important part of. I've said it before. I'll say it again. If you put DJ Watt on the Falcons, we wouldn't lose a game. We literally would not lose a game. So, and I would die on that hill. Period. But that's just more of a testament to DJ Watt than it is the rest of my, the Falcons team. So, Eagles, Cowboys. This should be interesting. Cooper Rush could be the guy. When Dak Prescott was hurt, what was that, 2-3 years ago? And Cooper Rush had to play like the first 9 weeks or something like that. And they went like, what, 8-1 or like maybe even 9-0, 7-2. They won just a ton of games. Almost to the point where there was a conversation of like, do we just keep starting Cooper Rush? That being said, if the Eagles were not red hot right now, which they are red hot, I think they've won 4 straight. They are looking like the opposite of how they looked last year, where they were like 6-0 or something, or like 6-2, and then they fell off a cliff. They are 6-2 right now, so maybe they still have time to fall off that cliff. Maybe this is the week that they start to fall off that cliff. Yeah, give me the Eagles in this game. Quite frankly, it could be a double-digit win. The Cowboys, I don't know what they're doing, man. I really don't. As a generational fumble from the Cowboys, Jerry Jones specifically. But next up, we have the Detroit Lions and the Houston Texans, and talk about a team that's red hot. The Detroit Lions. They do not care. They do not care about any. Who did they lose to? The Lions lost to, I want to say the Vikings. I want to say the Vikings beat the Lions, or maybe it was the other way around. Maybe that's one of the 2 losses that the Vikings have. I don't really remember. The Texans look like they've kind of progressed this year. Granted, they are dealing with injuries. Nico Collins, which, if you watched last week, I cannot remember Nico Collins' name for the life of me. I don't think Nico Collins is playing this week. Stephon Diggs, definitely not playing this week. That really sucks about him. I think he tore his ACL or something in his knee. And the Lions they lost Hutchinson, and I feel like they still haven't missed a step. Like, they could care less. And they actually made a trade. I cannot remember who it was for, but it was at the deadline. I think it was a D lineman and pass rusher, so. but certainly not least, the Dolphins and the Rams. Give me the Rams. Give me the Rams here. Well, I don't know. This could be a really good game. Now that I think about it. Now that I have time to think about it. Give me the over here. I mean, this is going to be very similar to like Bills Dolphins last week where it was 30-27. Give me the over here. Give me, Tyreek Hill to have a touchdown. Give me, I think, if I remember correctly, Puka Nacua is out indefinitely. Did I read that right? Or he was ejected from last week's game or something. I can't remember. There's something going on. Rams have some sort of injury, and I don't remember what it is. You know what? Maybe this is the week that the Dolphins finally put it all together, and they're in win now mode too, or they're in must win mode. They're 2-6, so this is a game the Dolphins have to win. Obviously, Tua did not play for most of the season, or has not played for half the season. You gotta keep him healthy, but yeah, I think the Dolphins might have this one. They might have this one. So that is gonna do it, guys. I wonder how many of these are favorites versus underdogs. They look to be mostly favorites. So I will leave you guys with that. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, please, 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 if you made it to the end of the video, drop a like. It is really, really, really important and imperative that you guys drop likes on the videos. It lets me know that you guys are actually enjoying the content. Obviously, I look at more analytics than just likes, but it's one of the things that I look at. It's kind of my measuring stick of, just because a video gets a lot of views or whatever, doesn't mean